Hi everyone, welcome back to English Fab, where learning English is practical, useful, and fab. Horror movies are full of suspense, surprises, and scary moments that keep us on the edge of our seats. Whether it's a psychological thriller, a supernatural horror, or a classic slasher film, these movies create intense emotions, but talking about them in English can be a challenge. How do you describe a terrifying scene? Explain why a movie was suspenseful, or share your thoughts on a shocking plot twist. Many learners struggle to find the right words to express themselves naturally. In today's lesson, we'll go over a natural conversation, break down key phrases, explore useful vocabulary, and share practical tips to help you express yourself when talking about horror movies. Whether you're discussing your favorite scary movie, describing a suspenseful moment, or recommending a must-watch horror film, this lesson will help you feel more confident in your English skills. If you find English difficult, don't worry. You can translate the subtitles into English and your own language like this. Check the description below for extra details. Now let's get started and learn how to talk about horror movies in a fun and natural way. You look exhausted. Did you stay up late?
Yeah, I made the mistake of watching The Conjuring right before bed. I couldn't sleep.
Oh wow, that's a scary one. The suspense in that movie is intense.
I know. The way they build tension with the eerie music and slow camera movements really gets to me.
That's what makes a good horror movie. A mix of suspense, jump scares, and a creepy atmosphere.
Exactly. But I think psychological horror is even scarier. Movies like Hereditary and The Babadook stay with you because they mess with your mind.
I agree. Psychological horror plays with emotions and doesn't rely just on jump scares. It makes you think about the story long after the movie ends.
Exactly. And then there's supernatural horror, like The Ring or It, where ghosts or cursed objects are the main threat.
Yeah, supernatural horror can be really creepy. But I also love slasher films like Halloween or Scream. They're more about suspense and the thrill of survival.
Slasher movies can be fun in a way because you kind of know what to expect. But I think found footage horror, like Paranormal Activity, feels more real and unsettling.
Definitely, the shaky camera and first-person perspective make it feel like you're experiencing the horror yourself.
So, what's your all-time favorite horror movie?
That's tough. I'd probably say The Shining. It's creepy, psychological, and has amazing cinematography. What about you?
I think A Quiet Place is one of the best modern horror films. The way they use silence to create suspense is genius.
Oh, that's a great one. So, should we watch a horror movie tonight?
Only if you're okay with me keeping all the lights on afterward.
And that's a wrap for today's lesson on talking about horror movies. We explored how to describe scary moments, share opinions on suspenseful films, and sound more natural when discussing horror. Let's quickly review what we covered today. What we talked about: how horror movies create suspense through atmosphere, jump scares, and storytelling. The different types of horror movies, including psychological horror, supernatural horror, and slasher films. How to describe horror movie elements, express reactions, and recommend scary movies to others. Key phrases: that movie was terrifying. The suspense in that movie was intense. I couldn't sleep after watching that. The way they built tension was so effective. That jump scare caught me off guard. Psychological horror stays with you because it messes with your mind. Supernatural horror is scary because it involves ghosts or cursed objects. Learning these phrases will help you talk about horror movies more naturally and confidently. Whether you're describing a scary scene, sharing your thoughts on a suspenseful story, or recommending a horror film, these expressions will help you express yourself clearly. Try using them in real conversations, and the more you practice, the more natural they will feel. Okay, thanks for watching today's lesson on English Fab. I hope you found these English tips useful and feel more confident. Remember, practice makes perfect, so try using these phrases in your daily conversations. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more Fab English lessons. Until next time, keep practicing and stay Fab.